Hello friends, we're going to continue on with our bow and right arm technique exercises. Now we're going to start getting to do some things on the instrument with the bow that are going to actually make it so you can be playing with a better sound, and so you can kind of understand the different stages of our down bow, how to make a good sound, how to incorporate the pizzicato. Again, I'm going to be working on a violin today, and you guys can be working on the instrument that you play with. Sometimes I'm going to swap out my instrument for my pretend instruments, especially my yardstick, to show some cello and bass technique. Especially if you don't have your instrument with you, you can give these a try with or without an instrument. Alright, so again, all the descriptions are located in the link to the sheet that you have with all the instructions. Make sure you scroll down to the third page. Alright, so we're going to give this a whirl today, and we're going to first talk about getting our best sound on our instrument. So it's going to be three different things. So we want to make sure that the bow is, so I can set this up, parallel to the bridge. Alright, got to move, there's my angle, that's a little better. So parallel to the bridge. And I want to make sure that I have enough weight that I can sink into the string, and that I go fast enough that that crunch goes away. Alright? In your instrument, you're going to see these little circles right here. If you put your bow between the bridge and those circles, that's going to get the best sound. So I'm going to go on my A string, nice and parallel, sink my elbow in, and go fast enough. Alright? So, next thing is talking about our bow arm. Alright? So think about your bow arm as a system of springs. Alright? The bow hair is going to have a little bit of springiness to it. The bow stick, our shoulder, our elbow, our wrist, our fingers, and our thumb. All these are going to have little bits of springiness to them. So, where do I want to start? So I'm going to get that system of springs set up, and I want to start in the middle of the bow where my arm creates a square. So I'm going to back up a little bit, and you can see right here that I'm at about a square shape. So right there, a square shape for my arm in the middle of the bow. Alright, middle of the bow, and I'm going to pick a string. And then we call this front wheel drive playing. Alright, so our index finger is going to be kind of driving the bow up and down, up and down, and we are going to open and close our forearm, and our shoulders aren't going to shrug or raise when we're doing our different bow strokes. Alright, so now we're going to do a down bow. So the down bow is going to start when I'm at my frog, and I go all the way to the tip. Now if you noticed, my tone wasn't the best because I wasn't paying a lot of attention to what I was doing. So now we're going to focus in. Alright, so we're at three stages of the down bow. Alright, we're going to be at a triangle shape. See, my arm is kind of in a triangle. I'm at the frog. Open up to square. And then I'm going to go to the tip. Alright, now I'm going to stand up and go back a little bit so you can actually see these stages in place. So here we go. We have the triangle, square, and the open arm. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to go down, open up. Alright, so triangle, mostly shoulder, taken over by the elbow, opening up, and then we're going to have our fingers be really relaxed at the end to get ourselves all the way to the tip, because we're going to try to keep that bow parallel to the bridge. Alright? A lot of people think about that they have to push out. Their arm has to push out at the end to actually keep that bow tip in the right spot. If that works for you, definitely do that. Again, we have our hinges here that open and close. Alright? The opposite of that is going to be our up bow. So it's basically going to be reversing all of our options. So the hand is going to lead, the elbow leads on the down bow, elbow leads, and the hand is going to drive us all the way up to from our tip to our frog. So we're gonna go, I'm gonna back up a second here so you can see. Here's my tip. My arm is all the way open. And it's gonna close in. Now, if I was playing my cello or my bass, my down bow, it's still gonna open up, and my up bow is still gonna be open, coming this as well. All right, so my hand is gonna lead square shape and then moving over. All right, so now if I have some string crossing, I have to go from different strings to different strings. So if I am going from string, hand leads and elbow follows from strings going right to left. All right? All right, so if I'm going on my instrument and I go from the E, my hand is leading there, my elbow is leading there. Now, if I'm playing a cello or bass, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to feel the opposite from the different strings that I have. So, if I show you a little bit on my pretend cello, and I grab my pretend bow, I'm going to be feeling, all right, hand leads on over, and elbow leads on the way back. Hand over, elbow leads on the way back. Now, for most of your string crossings, you're going to be able to actually get away with having your elbow changing the levels on your string. All right, so if I go to a pretty easy, change the level with my elbow and string. All right, that's very, very beginning exercises. However, when I actually get to more difficult music, I'm going to have to go between my strings a lot quicker. And I don't have time to actually change my level with my fingers. So now my fingers are taking this and my elbow is kind of taking a little bit of a back seat. And that's not the best and most focused tone yet. That's better when I actually dialed in and I was making sure that my wrist was and fingers were all part of it. All right, the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can get our pizzicato to happen. That's one more way that we can actually make sound on the instrument. So, when you pluck the string, you're gonna use your thumb, all right? And you pretend like you're scraping off like toothpaste or like peanut butter onto the string. That's gonna help you grab the string with your finger pad. All right, so if you are a violin or viola, you're going to take your thumb and you're going to put it on the highest string, the corner of the fingerboard, where I have it right now. Take your index finger, go about an inch, and then I'm going to go on my violin A string. And I'm kind of scraping off and getting that nice ringing sound. All right? So, kind of hard to see, but I'm plucking it about right here on my instrument. That's kind of dividing my string in force, all right? And there's a harmonic that happens here. If I was playing a cello or bass, those instruments are a lot bigger, so I can't play an inch here. It's not going to make the best sound. So cellos and basses, you're going to put your thumb on the side of the fingerboard, and you're going to pluck at about that same spot. But in directions, I have given you the idea of imagining dividing your fingerboard into 4 equal sections. So here's about half, here's about a quarter, here's about a quarter. And you're going to kind of want to pluck around that quarter area. All right, that's going to make the best sound, and it's going to translate very similar to where the violins are plucking. All right. If you're playing the cello or bass, you get a little bit more leeway because your string is larger. You don't have to be quite as exact as the violins do and the violas do. And you're going to make a pretty nice sound in this area of your fingerboard. Very cool. So what we're going to be doing soon is we're going to be taking our instrument, now that we've kind of made some sound on it, and we're going to run through a bunch of different bow styles and exercises in the next video. All right, we'll see you soon.